Like, okay, so it's time. It's time. All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of Bulletproof Underwear with my co-host, Flex.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Flex.
Hey, Flex. And, of course, today we are blessed with our very extra special guest, Shiznet23. Take it away.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
All right, so we're just talking about Flex downing multiple cans of energy drink. Which one was it? Monster?
Yeah. Very dangerous situation.
Actually, you got the Yankees got the Rockstar going.
I got the Rockstar. Yeah.
Sugar free. That's what I like.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a bite to it, you know.
When I'm not drinking my East-West Kolsch.
Ah, Sam Adams. That's good shit.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't drink the amp, 9:30 at night. I'll be up till, I'm going to be up playing games anyway, but I'll be up till 2 o'clock in the morning if I have a sip of Rockstar or Amp or any of that stuff, Monster. I really don't like, I just like the Rockstar. That's my favorite one. I can't drink the other ones.
So, which kind do you like? Do you like the cola, or do you like just the shit like I'm drinking right here?
What you're drinking. Usually in the morning, I'll get a coffee and get a Rockstar. And on my ride to work, which is about 15 minutes, I'll have the Rockstar, get to work, and then have the coffee. And then I'm flying all day.
Does it
away the Sub 1 website all day, trying to get some work done, and then going back to Sub 1, and then go to Battlefield forums. Keeps me going.
I know. So, do you have a boss that's anywhere near you?
Yeah, I have a boss. I'm in sales, so it's kind of whatever I put into it is what I get out of it. So, obviously, the more phone calls I make, the more return on investment I'll get. And I do have my boss is actually in the office right away from me, but right across the way from me. But that's what Alt Tab is for. So you can you look at it Sub 1. You're responding to Rock or Willie or whoever it is, and then here comes the boss, Alt Tab, and now it's like, oh, look, boss, I'm doing a spreadsheet. We're all set.
Either that or quickly switch to porn so he doesn't suspect.
Yeah, that might get me in trouble. That's on my third screen. I have you guys in work, and then the porn's on the third screen. So. I'm a technology idiot, honestly. I have no idea. Like, this stuff amazes me. I'm talking to a guy in Minnesota and a guy in California, and I'm sitting on my couch in New York. My kids are upstairs playing on their DS, picture chatting each other across the room. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're picture chatting. I'm like, when I was 8 years old, I was throwing rocks at people. When you're 8 years old, you know how to picture chat people. I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
I know. When I was 8 years old, I was only 2 years away from learning to wave bye-bye.
When I was 8 years old, we used to put on jean jackets and shoot each other with BB guns.
It's a little intense. I've got to go once. It's not fun. But I mean, my kids know how to work the TV, which is, it's not a big deal. But when I was 8 years old, we had the push button remote control thing where you change the channel and there's 12 stations or whatever it was.
Oh,
what? You had a remote control? When I was a boy, we had to walk all the way across the room and turn the channel with the turn knob.
You're not that much older than me, Flex, right?
I know. I'm 45.
Yeah, so you're 10 years old. Well, I guess 10 years is a big difference when you go back.
Okay, so, Shiz, you're 35?
35, yeah.
35. So I'm 53, so I'm, older.
18 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Ow, my ears!
See, I don't have any money.
He's on the do not call list, goddammit.
Yeah.
I'm in a band, so I didn't even hear that,
I'm broke. Forget it.
So how close to the drummer do you stand?
How close to the drummer do I stand?
Yeah.
Depends on the setup. I mean, in practice, I'm, because we're in a tight little basement, I'm usually right next to him. On stage, I'll be just in front of him to the right or left. We used to have 4 guys, now we got 5 guys, so we got to make room for another guy with 2 keyboards and So the stage got a little smaller recently. So, but the drummer is not the issue. It's the guitar players. Like Flex rocking out and at high tones, and they'll blast it right in your ear, and then you're deaf for a week afterwards.
You know what? There's never been a guitar player that doesn't think he needs to turn up.
Always.
They always.
I'm constantly saying, turn the damn amp down. And he's like, I'm on 1. I'm like, you can't possibly be on 1. Nobody can hear you. Nobody in the rest of the band can hear anything except for you. You're so loud.
I know. Guitar players are like that. I play guitar, and I'm like that.
You just got it up to 11.
The first band that I was in, a blues band, that I was sort of cut my teeth on that stuff. I had a Stratocaster, and I had a onboard preamp. And when we were playing, if I was starting to get overpowered, I could just flick a switch and like boost my decibels.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like 18 pedals on the floor, and he just kick it up and turn on the distortion. So he doesn't necessarily turn it up on his amp, but he turns it up on the foot pedal after we do a sound check. I don't know how people can hear when they leave our shows. I mean, it's, we're a rock band. It's loud. Really loud.
So do you sing?
I do what some people would consider singing, yeah. I mean, as good as a guy that can't carry a tune doing backup can do, but I do my part.
Well, are you featured? Are you like the featured singer on any of them?
I'm the bass player. And half people don't even know I'm on stage. It's like, oh, look, there's a guitar player and a drummer. Who's the other guy? Oh, he's the bass player.
Oh, so you only get the panties thrown on stage that they overshoot, right?
Yeah, and it's usually like the 275-pound woman. It's like, look, throw him to the bass player. That's his. And
you're more like Nikki Sixx. You just kind of play the bass and every so often throw a little note or two out.
Yeah, whatever I got to do. I'm the guy that talks in between sometimes when the other guys are tuning or struggling for words or trying to think of the next song to play. I'm the one throwing out little quips here and there because they think I'm witty. So.
Well, erudite.
On the brain.
Erudite. This is like a Algonquin roundtable.
Yeah.
No,
I'm reading Nikki Sixx's book right now. It's Heroin Diaries. It's amazing the guy's alive.
It's amazing a lot of them are alive. I mean, I think we talked about that one day in your thread that you have the song of the day. Somehow switched over to books and music, and somebody saying they read the Ozzy Osbourne book, and then you were saying you're reading Nikki Sixx, and then there's somebody else. The way those guys partied in the 80s, I'm surprised they even made it out.
Oh, God.
But you know what? Maybe it's worth it. I mean, how much fun do you think it was to be a member of Motley Crue back in the day, man? God damn.
Oh, I mean, if you're in a band, if you're in a band when you're 20-something or 18, and you're playing music, that's what you're striving for, is to get the girls, I mean, now it's just a hobby for me and at least that's what I tell my wife. It's a hobby for me and my past.
You're just waiting for the break, right?
Go talk to the people in the crowd, see if there's any girls there. Usually it's my wife, but I'm only saying that because she's upstairs asleep right now. So.
Right. And she will never see this, right?
I'm not going to. Never show her.
Don't tell her. Did you tell her that what you were going to be doing today?
I did. I showed her the first one that you guys did with Clown and Bejewel, and then I showed her a little bit of the Tay-T one, and I said, "This is what we're going to." I said, "I'm doing the nerd thing tonight with the guys, so talking about everything that we can think of to talk about to entertain people." So. I said it's cool because I get I've never played with Bejewel, but I played with a Clown, and just to see his expressions and the way he is and his personality, it's funny. It's this thing that you guys are doing is really cool to get the other side of just what comes through the voice that comes through your headphones when you're playing. It's a great thing. I think it's really cool.
Well,
I didn't have a whole hour and 15 minutes to watch the first one, but I did skim through it.
Well, we figured I myself owe it to everybody to share all this.
You?
Yeah. Don't you think?
I mean, you have to let the world know the Yam is out there. Otherwise, I mean...
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I'm better off now knowing that the Yam and the Flex are out there, and they're two awesome guys that are doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome guys. You're one of the linchpins of our group that we've got here. I don't know if there's any listeners here that are not sub 1. Yeah, right.
Oh, geez. There's the Two Holds, there's the Bacon, there's the Vets, there's everybody.
Okay, yeah, let's give a shout out to all these guys, all the friends and friends of friends and all that. Hey, and who knows? Maybe some crazy guy who clicked the wrong button, might accidentally find us too. But Shiz is one of the guys,
One of the cornerstones, baby.
So,
well, I've been around the thing for since before sub 1, and I brought a lot of people into it, and I know Pony and Yam and Flex and Billy and Willie and all those guys have brought numerous people into this too, and I just think it's a cool little group that we have. I like having fun on the forums and just screwing around with everybody, having a good time. I like to have a good time in the game, though it doesn't happen every night.
Well, surely you must actually be having more fun than it sounds like you're having, because I've played with you many, many times, and I've even played Battlefield with you. It's like you always sound like you're pissed, always.
Well, I have a tendency to talk a lot, first of all. I mean, I don't know what it is that it makes me think I have to explain everything that's going on my screen to everybody else. Like, they are not playing their own game and figuring out what's going on, and trying to figure out what's going on their screen. But if I die, I want people to know that I tried to kill somebody, and maybe the game was lagging a little bit, and then I got to tell this guy, there's a guy over there that just killed me, so go get him, and then this and this. But I do have fun playing the game. I mean, either that or I'm just a sick bastard that likes torture and goes back to the same thing every night. But I said before. I think I said the other day when we were playing. I was playing Battlefield. I think I was with SM and Fett and maybe Iserov, and I said, I got to be the biggest asshole that plays this game because I keep coming back every single night bitching about the game, and you guys have to listen to it.
I know.
We don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, you bitch like unceasingly about Call of Duty, but I've heard you bitch unceasingly about Battlefield, and yet you keep coming back. You must be addicted.
Oh, I mean, I got 4,200 posts in the sub 1 forum. I mean, I got to be addicted. I'm not just I'm thinking about. I think it was Fett the other day that said on the forums that he's thinking about the game when he's trying to fall asleep. He's thinking about the games at work. He's thinking about at dinner when he can get time to play the games or whatever his post said. I mean, I'm the same way. I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I got a band. I got a job. I got a garden growing out back. I got all kinds of things going on. And 90% of the time I'm thinking about when can I get down the game because I got to get 2 more flag or MCOM attacker so I can get a ribbon, so I can get a medal, so I'm trying to strategize how I'm going to play it.
Right.
So yeah, I'm addicted. I'm up till, I don't know, 11:30, 12 o'clock every night playing, and I get up at 6:30 in the morning and get ready and go to work. And as soon as I get to work, I'm on the forums.
I know.
It's definitely taken over my life, but it could be worse. There could be worse things you can be addicted to than video games. So.
That's true.
Oh, definitely.
Well, so
like
AMP, yeah. So how does your wife feel about it?
As long as I don't talk too much about it, like too incessantly, annoyingly about it at dinner or when we're out or whatever, she's fine with it. As long as I spend time with her and take her to dinner, make her dinner, hang out with her. She's going to school, so she's got things that she's doing too. She's got a very hectic job at work. She works at a hospital. So it's 9:50 p.m. right now. Like I said, she's upstairs in bed. If I wasn't talking to you guys, you know where I'd be. So
yeah,
and
getting it on. You'd be getting it on, I know.
Be stretching out the.
You'd be stretching out your thumb. So, I mean, does she ever, like, you know, Jesus Christ, would you ever put that damn game down?
I mean, we've gotten in arguments about it, but honey, it's double XP weekend. Like, we're camping, we're going to my parents, we're doing this. I gotta be home by 9:30, there's a clan ops, or whatever.
Yeah. My wife says, are you on that goddamn Xbox? I said, no, it's PlayStation.
I do the same thing now, too. It's like, I thought you just did a clan ops yesterday. Yeah, but that was for Xbox. Now we're going to do PlayStation. Or the double XP weekend last week, and yeah, that was Modern Warfare. It's this weekend for Battlefield.
Yeah.
I have 2 games on 2 different systems, so technically I have 4 games. Not to mention all the other stuff I have to play if I wanted to, like I popped in World at War once in a while. I pop in Bad Company 2, you know, on the weekends usually when she's out doing whatever.
Seriously, you go back to Bad Company 2?
What's that?
You go back to Bad Company 2 sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, we had a game night probably 2 months ago where a bunch of us hopped on a Friday night when I didn't have practice for my band. We hopped on there and did maybe 4 or 5 games on that before switching back to Battlefield 3. So it's just change it up once in a while, like we do with Black Ops. Go play Black Ops to kind of reminisce about how all this fun started. I really liked Black Ops. That was a great game. You know, I never really liked Modern Warfare 2, and I kind of think Modern Warfare 3 was the same thing. It's starting to grow on me a little bit more now that they're putting out, more game modes and more map packs and stuff like that. So I was just, like I said, I was playing it a little while ago before I got on with you guys. So
I'll be gut honest. I was really disappointed in Modern Warfare 3 when it came out. But it was just too much like Modern Warfare 2. It was just like all they did was rehashed it.
And I didn't even play Modern Warfare 2 that much. I mean, I went and bought it for PlayStation because some people that were playing Black Ops were getting sick of Black Ops. You know, it's that time of year where it's like now, people are getting sick of Black Ops, so they want to go back and play Modern Warfare 2. So I went and bought it used. I put it in. I played 1 or 2 games. I couldn't see anybody. I was getting killed from people. I had no idea where I was getting killed from. I was getting noob tubed left and right. So now everybody's playing Modern Warfare 3. And they're getting sick of it because it's going on, 8 months or whatever since it's been out. They're all going back to Black Ops.
Right.
A game I really like, honestly.
Well, you know what? I've actually pretty much switched over. I'm pretty much Black Ops. If you see me playing, I'm probably playing Black Ops on either system. Because you know why? The spawns are not completely fucked up like they are in Modern Warfare 3.
They tubing the shit out of everything. It's like, Jesus Christ, you play Modern Warfare 3, and if you try and play hardcore, it's tubes and grenade launchers, and it just gets frustrating and boring.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is about Modern Warfare 3. What it is about the whole Call of Duty thing that sometimes turns me off. It didn't so much in Black Ops, but it has in Modern Warfare 3 is, people sitting in the corner tubing or sitting there with a silenced weapon, racking up kill streaks just so they can get the automatic kills. So they can get the chopper up in the air that's going to kill people while they can run around and
or not run around.
KDR.
Yeah, it's all KDR, and that's the thing. Like Battlefield, Flex, you play that game. It's so much different. There's so many ways you can score points in that game. There's so much you can do to help your team. There's like 12 different unlocks for every gun. There's, I don't know, up to 80 something guns now that you can use, and there's a new DLC coming out in August, so that's going to be, all vehicles, really cool. So that I bought into that game in Bad Company 2, and I just love Battlefield 3. Not that I'll play. I'm going to take tomorrow off of work, for example, playing Clan for the PlayStation because we're short on some people.
Oh, guess what? I'll be able to do it. I'll be there.
I'll see you there then.
Hot dog. Hot damn.
We'll see some gold.
We'll see who gets the most.
I don't even know.
What is it?
I don't got my PlayStation 3 yet.
Yeah.
I know it's not Dom. It's either Team Deathmatch or Kill Confirmed, core or hardcore. So it's not Dom.
Well,
Next week on Xbox, there is no Dom. Thank God.
No, there's not. Yeah. Today's the 19th, right? July 19th.
Yeah, tomorrow's 20th.
Yeah, we should probably say that so people know what day it is.
That's right. Well, see, this'll air a week from tomorrow. It'll go on YouTube a week from tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, it's on the air.
It takes that long to render. No, so
I don't know. The thing I like about Battlefield is you got to communicate more. It's more of a team effort.
It's all team. I mean,
you gotta play team.
True.
You cannot win that game if you're not communicating. You can't win that game and score points if you don't have the team backing you up. I mean, I play with randoms all the time, and I think I have a 25 winning percentage. 25% wins. If I play with sub 1 and OGs, forget it. I mean, we could win every game of a night. And we're not even that good. It's just because we communicate with each other and we call out and we look out. We got people reviving.
Right.
Got people out support.
Okay, so yeah, there is the potential for a lot of ways to score points in that game. But I notice, it's easy for you to like that game because you have like positive KD. You're actually you win more gunfights than you lose.
I don't know about that, because don't forget a lot of those kills came from a tank. So you can blow. You can't have a guy shooting a tank unless you're in another tank. And I do win my head-to-head tank fights, but it doesn't really require me to aim. I mean, instead of aiming at a guy that's this big on your screen, I'm aiming at a tank that's this big. And it's just easier to hit. I know how to drive a tank pretty well. I know how to fire 3 shots simultaneously to get the most damage. I usually have, Charles or SM throwing javelins or SMAWs or RPGs at the tank. So if you look at my stats, and I'm not a huge stats guy, I do want my stats to keep moving up, but I'm not comparing them to anybody else. But if you look at my stats, I got, 17,000 kills, and there's probably 9,000 of them that came in a tank.
Wow.
A lot of them came from running up and putting C4 on a tank. I got like 500 or something C4 kills. Just by putting on a tank, boom.
Thanks.
So, GIG. That's what I learned from you.
But
GIG, man, and I use that baby often.
I've heard about your Jihad Jeep.
Yeah, they don't like me in the Xbox Battlefield world.
So what's your technique?
Quite a bit.
So tell us about the Jihad Jeep.
Well, you load it up with C4 and you drive like crazy, and when you see a tank, you jump out and hit the B button and boom.
The key is the key is you got to get. I mean, it's common knowledge for those that play Battlefield. For those that don't, and maybe are new on it, like some of the Xbox guys are pretty new. If you run explosive perk, you get 5 C4 packages. So you load up your Jeep with 5 C4, and then keep the trigger in your hand. Don't switch back to your gun.
Right.
So get in the Jeep with the trigger in your hand. When you're driving around, don't take the main roads because that's where they lay out the mines. And if you hit a mine, forget it. Don't try to drive directly at a tank, because if they hit you with one shot with your shell anywhere near you, it's going to set up, or you're done.
Yep.
So take the back roads, go around, kind of flank. I mean, the whole game for me is flanking my opponents, whether it's knifing people, shooting people, bringing a tank around outside of them in a helicopter.
So you're a sneaky snake.
I am. I'm sneaky. I'll go all the way around the map to get behind people, just so I can knife 2 people and then get killed. But the same thing with the C4. I'll go around the outside and pull up behind the tank where it's weakest, and then hit it. You got to get going full speed and hit your circle button or your A button on the Xbox, and then boom, hit the trigger when you jump out.
I'll be right back. I'm turn on my light.
See all that aluminum foil back there?
Yeah.
That keeps the aliens out of AMs.
It does. Well, it has to do with lighting and acoustics, because this is actually my recording studio too. I have a. I've never shared them with you, but I actually compose and record, songs and stuff. Say what?
Is that where you do your porn?
Exactly. That's it. That's it. So I have this acoustically treated room. You know, I went and got this Owens Corning 705 stuff. You know, that absorbs. You know, anyway, it's a pretty good acoustic.
Is that the Pink Panther stuff?
Pink Panther stuff? No, it's yellow. It's got a foil back and it's yellow on the other side, and it's made of fiberglass, and it's surprisingly heavy.
How many channel mixer do you have?
I guess it's considered a 12-channel mixer. Yeah, it's a Yamaha.
Yeah, I wore my Yankee shirt for you today.
All right.
Fuck you, Yankees!
I don't know if you know this, but the Yankees are playing Oakland right now. So,
oh, they are.
In Oakland.
You know, I used to go to a lot of A's games. I don't really anymore, but I used to go to a lot of them. And I always hated when the Yankees were in town because half the stadium would be rooting for the goddamn Yankees.
Yeah, I think it's like that everywhere. The Yankees have such a road following anywhere they go. Like if you go to Tampa, because their summer home is in Tampa, and they have or their spring training home is in Tampa, and they have Jeff Steinbrenner Fields in Tampa for the Yankees. I mean, if you watch a Yankees game and they're in Tampa Bay playing the Rays, it's 95% Yankees fans and 5% Rays fans, and they're just everywhere. I saw them in Texas. In Dallas, you wouldn't think that there's a lot of Yankee fans. The place was filled with Yankee fans. It was awesome for me, but I can't imagine if you're a hometown fan that.
Well, see, that's because New York is kind of like a disease that spreads, and the New Yorkers themselves are like individual viruses and bacterias. You know.
You're not talking about all New Yorkers, right? You're just talking about people from the city.
Well, I don't know. I'm just joshing.
I wouldn't say I'm a bacteria. Maybe I am.
Well, where'd you grow up anyway? Where did you grow up, Shiz?
I grew up in Troy, New York, which is just outside of Albany. It's across the river from Albany. I've lived here my entire life. You know, at the base of the Adirondacks, in between the Adirondacks and Berkshires, the Catskill Mountains. 2.5 hours north of New York City, 2.5 hours west of Boston, 4 hours south of Montreal, 4 hours east of Buffalo. So kind of in the middle of everything in the Northeast. You can get there. You can get to anywhere in the Northeast probably within 4 hours. So it's a nice central location, you know. Plus it's the capital of the state, and a lot of government stuff goes on here. So it's a good place to be.
So,
I like it.
So Flex, did you grow up in Minnesota?
Oh yeah, I'm a Minnesota boy. I've lived here all my life except for 3 years that I lived in Chicago to get experience for administration. And let me tell you something, you put a Minnesota boy in Chicago, that's like a fish out of water, baby. And they knew I was from somewhere else, and I started talking like this, that, there, and the other thing. And a couple people asked me and said, "What is it with you and this? What are you, a farmer?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I came from farm country. I grew up in rural Minnesota. I grew up in a town 26 called Austin. It's where the Hormel plant is."
Hormel?
And
that's where they make Spam.
Hormel, us locals call it Hormel. But our school calls it Hormel because, for marketing purposes, the company wants the syllable is, the Hormel. But we call it Hormel.
Yeah. There's this gay prostitute, and I call him Hormel.
Did I give you a hat?
That's it. Well, no. See, he's working for me. I put him out.
You're the pimp.
That's it. I turned him out. See, so if a whorehouse, with women in it is run by a madam, what would a gay whorehouse? I mean, who would be running a gay whorehouse? A madam or a
surdom?
The gentleman?
Surdom. a gentleman, a dude.
It's like, yeah.
Try not to think about it.
Me neither.
I know, because it brings up too many, sad memories of your youth. I know.
Yeah, I've had some dark nights, that I don't want to relive. I can tell you that.
Oh, I know that's good. Shiz. Right now, I'm missing Shinedown.
Shinedown.
They're having a festival. They're having one of the radio stations here has a festival every year, and today was cheering and Shinedown.
Wow.
And my wife and I were gonna go, but it was for the day. It was $200 for two people with parking and for the festival.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
That's bummed out about that.
For a whole day for two people with parking, that's not that bad.
Only three bands?
3 bands.
Yeah, I'm going to an all-day festival in September, which has 12 bands maybe. Shinedown is headlining, Stained, Papa Roach, and somebody else I can't think of right now. Oh, Godsmack. So Godsmack, Stained, Shinedown, Papa Roach are on the main stage, and then there's smaller bands on another stage, and even smaller bands on another stage. Right. All day, $65 for parking.
Oh, that's a good deal.
That is a good deal.
So,
wow.
That's a good.
So that's
September 1st, Saturday, before my birthday, actually.
When's your birthday?
I noticed on Facebook that Roger Waters tour, they're setting up the biggest stage so far. They were showing it. It's up in Canada, and it's bigger than the one they did at Yankees.
I heard that was really cool.
Oh,
the one at the stadium.
Yes, in the arena, I saw it at the Allergy Centers. It was kind of small.
Yeah.
But even there, it was real. That was
my guitarist went to the one when it was here in Albany, and he's a huge Pink Floyd fan, and he said it was like he was in the movie The Wall, and he just said it was the most unbelievable thing he's ever seen, and he got free tickets to go. So.
Oh, really?
He had his own private suite with like a bartender in the bathroom, all right there in the suite.
How did he get that? What did he do?
For free.
Does he know somebody, or did he win a contest, or what?
I think his friend works for a bank, go figure, and the bank had a suite in the place, and they were giving away tickets, and his friend had one extra ticket or something like that. So, yeah, he got to go for free.
Wow, you can take that to the bank.
You can.
To the bank.
It's been a long time since I went to a concert. The last one I saw was Neil Young.
Neil Young,
yeah. He's a fellow who's been around a long time. He started out back in the '60s. You probably haven't heard of him.
Never heard of him. Never. No, I'm not a big Neil. I don't know. I never bought into his voice, I guess, with that really high, whiny voice.
It's kind of shaky.
Yeah.
He just learned Skinner, man. I'm a Skinner fan, so.
Yeah.
They're awesome, boy. First time I heard Sweet Home Alabama when it was playing on Top 40 radio, man, that was my favorite song for a long time.
When was that?
Must have been, I'm trying to remember, probably would be about 1974 or something like that. That's my guess.
Yeah. Yep, I was around.
I've seen them once since they had the band that they put together after the plane crash and all that stuff happened, but they're pretty good still. They played all the tunes and stuff.
I mean, you could see the shows on YouTube, and you can just see how good they are. I mean, we play Freebird and Simple Man, and you can just see, as far as Leonard Skinner anyway, how good they were back then.
So, Shiz, what are you looking at over there? There's something on the TV, right?
Yeah, it's the Yankee game.
Oh.
I'm just kind of, I look around a lot because it's hard to focus on you guys.
Not to go back to the water show, but it took 3 guitarists to play Gilmore's part. G. Smith and 2 other guys.
G. Smith from the Saturday Night Live band?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, him and Roger were good friends.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Waters actually got pissed because there was a lot of people smoking dope, and he felt that, you know, the show was I don't know if you want to say it was a political statement, but felt that it was a more heavy show, if you will, and he didn't feel that type of activity lent itself well to taking in the whole experience.
I think it would make it better.
You mean people getting mad at people for smoking dope at a fucking rock concert? I mean, come on.
Hard to believe it.
I mean, Jesus Christ. They probably smoked dope at a New Kids on the Block concert.
Behind me, he was smoking, but was like, I got a contact high off of. Holy crap!
Every concert I've ever been to, people are smoking.
Oh yeah.
So how about you, Shiz? Are you a man of the weed?
No, I am not.
Did you?
Didn't have to, you know, with my job and stuff. So.
Okay. Enough said. That's
my band. The guys in my band. 2 of the guys in my band smoke. You know, the other 3 of us don't. You know, so I mean, it's just really I never got into it. You know, and that's surprising. Seeing as I'm in a band, but you know, I'm also in a band where none of the members in the band have a tattoo yet. All of our wives and girlfriends have tattoos, so it's kind of.
Oh, really? Your wife has a tattoo?
My wife has 3 tattoos. Yeah.
Oh wow! Where'd you pick her up, in a biker bar?
Yeah, you know, I put an ad on Craigslist for, you know, must-wear leather jacket and be able to ride on the back of a Harley. And she responded.
No. I'm not dissing your wife, man. Serious. I'm just joshing you.
It's probably backwards, but
it says Shelby.
Shelby and Paige, just my wife's name and my daughter's. I'm going to get one on each arm.
Nice.
Where on your arm? What part of your arm? All right, okay, right there, huh?
Yeah.
So Shiz, you were showing us.
If I don't break them both first.
That's right. Keep it intact. Shiz, you were showing us your thumbs a minute ago. Let's see those meat hooks. No, the whole thing.
They're not really that bad, I guess, but they're short. You know, for a bass player, I'm supposed to have really like flex fingers, you know, big and long, and like yeah. Look at those things.
Yeah.
I have short little fingers, you know, so sometimes it's hard for me on the bass to stretch from here to here.
Well, bass is a big guitar. Here's what I like to do with mine.
My wife does. She's got to hear her. She just like does this, and they all crack just by doing that.
Just like that.
You got arthritis by the time you're 40.
She doesn't even have to touch anything.
Doesn't have to touch them. She just clicks her fingers like this, and they all crack, and it's disgusting. And I'm surprised I'm still married to her. But she's got a lot of other good qualities other than this cracking her knuckle stuff.
All right.
I guess she's right upstairs here, so hopefully she's not listening to me.
All right.
I'm in my man cave.
That's it. I'm in my man cave.
I'm in the family room.
Your family room is really the man cave, right?
Basically, yeah. Like I've got, I'm not going to do it again, but on the wall there's a bunch of nothing.
You know what? It's like if you ever see his wall, it looks like the inside of Guitar Center.
At Flex's place?
Yeah, Flex's place.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I told you. I fucking told you.
Rock band guitars?
Those are rock band guitars.
Even the red one?
That red one is a replica of a Fender.
That looks like my bass that I play. I have a red and white bass.
I keep my #1 Strat right here.
Oh, nice.
Kind of built it myself.
I have, I don't have my basses down here. They're upstairs, but I don't know if you can see over in my kid's mess over there. There's his little guitar sticking up by my Fender amp. Over there.
Yeah.
You can see behind the pink chair coming up. That's my son's guitar. So. I don't have any of my basses down here. I'd play them for you.
Here's my guitar. I got a Dean.
What is that?
Called? It's a Dean Ultimator.
ZZ Top plays Dean guitars.
I bought what's that guitar that learned how to play the guitar? Rocksmith. I bought Rocksmith.
Yeah, you know, I was just telling my son about that tonight because he said he wanted to start getting lessons to play his little. I think it's an Ibanez. Yeah, in fact, it is. It's an Ibanez. He wants to learn how to play it, and I said, well, there's a game that you can play that you can actually plug your guitar into your Xbox, and they're coming out with a bass version of it.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, in the fall. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, what you do is you let him play on your account. That way, he racks up achievement points for you.
That's right. That's what I do now when they do Just Dance 3. It's under my name, so it looks like I'm, rocking out dancing, but it's actually just them doing it.
Hey, now, you've seen me rocking out dancing. Are we ever going to see you?
No. No.
Oh, come on, white man, you got the moves. I can see it.
Yeah, I'm a bass player, so I got some rhythm, but I ain't doing it.
I could play rock, but I've been playing guitar since I started, and I've got a band with 800 songs. Me and Yam we were rocking out rock band.
Yeah, we were playing. It was fun,
I had rock band. My wife was the drummer and I was the guitar player, but we had it for PlayStation 2. So, and then when I went to buy it for PlayStation 3, they weren't making it anymore. They said that they stopped making it because no one was buying it anymore, and it kind of was a dying fad. But I still see Guitar Hero out there, and this Rocksmith is out there now. So I don't know why people would stop buying it. It seemed to be a fun game.
It seemed like there was a time there in 2008, 2009 that it was like it totally was the most biggest thing out there in video games.
Yeah, I mean, PS2. On the PS2.
That's why I had it.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't understand either why they didn't port it to the PS3, because it was like, I almost burned up at PS2 playing it. I played it so much.
They still release games for the PlayStation 2?
They do?
Yeah, they do.
That's right.
Yeah, they do.
My kids wanted FIFA 12, and because I got the demo on PlayStation 3, and I said, you know what, I'll just buy it on PlayStation 2 because they have the PlayStation 2 in their room upstairs, and that way they can go play their video games and I can shoot people down here on my system. So I bought it, of course. It cost me $35 brand new, and they'd never touched it. So it was a waste of money. I should have just bought it on the PlayStation 3, and then I could have played it.
Well, you can still play it. You just have to deal with the shitty PS2 graphics.
The PS2 graphics and the controllers are, I don't know. I like the wireless controller that I have. The ones I've had for the PlayStation 2 they seem to drift all the time.
I hate that.
Drift.
I hate that. Hey, here's my PlayStation controller. It's white.
Yeah, I have I had a white one. Then I had the baseball one that had the stripes on it, which I don't know. It somehow ended up on the floor in a million pieces. I don't know what happened.
There's the secret formula. That's the secret formula. No, that's
right there.
No, it's this right here.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't have that.
Control
I
freaks.
got the regular old thing.
Control freaks.
But I like this controller better than this controller because it's much smaller to use. I like the way the analog sticks are aligned here, so that when you hold it, it's kind of like your thumbs are in the right place. It's hard to show, but your thumbs are together in the right place.
I my PlayStation. I like
the reason you like it is because that's what you're used to. It's like
this is off center for me. I can't do as well with this. And you compare the size of the two. Again, this is what I grew up with on PlayStation 2.
Well, see, you like it better because that's what you're used to. If you started out on Xbox, that's what you like. It's just it's impossible. It's impossible to say one is a better design than the other because,
It's not a good one.
It's all subjective to whoever's playing it. I like
to make these anymore. They only made like I don't know how many, but they probably only made like 100,000, so they're rare.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
That was cool.
I have the black wired or the black wireless. So those are my two options.
So what about people who play with a keyboard and mouse? I mean, because there's a setup that you can do for both the Xbox and the PlayStation that you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a guy that plays with the keyboard and mouse on Battlefield, and it's all, again, personal preference. It's not, there's a lot of guys on the forums, on the Battlefield forums that you read that say, they're noobs for doing that, or it's against the law. It's like, no, Microsoft and Sony are both okay with it. They both have adapters for it. It's personal preference. Some guys came from PC gaming and didn't want to upgrade their PCs, so they bought a console, but they're used to the point and click of the mouse and the keyboard, so, more power to them. I couldn't use it, I don't think. I mean, I use a mouse and keyboard all day at work. I don't think I'd want to, do it at home at night, too. But again, it's all personal preference.
Right. Well, there's kind of a bias that's like, if you do certain things, you're not a purist. Like, I use Control Freaks. I bet some people probably think that's not cool. But, hey, a lot
of people consider it a mod, and I don't, but some people do now.
I don't consider that a mod either. I mean, that's...
If you look at the triggers, it's a mod.
You know what? They work absolutely exactly just as good on the Xbox or the PlayStation controller. The same one will fit either one just perfectly. Isn't that weird that they made the buttons exactly the same diameter?
Especially since one is concave and one is convex. I mean, if you look at the PlayStation controller,
they're round top.
I guess that's concave.
That's convex.
Okay. And then there's that one, which
these
is
guys, they go in.
Like a cave. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but I guess they're the same diameter, so they fit around. But like Flex was saying, I don't think. My opinion is, if you can buy it in a store, like I'm talking a legitimate store, and put it on, it's good. If you have to take apart your controller and put a paperclip in it, it's sorry. No.
Hang on, I'm getting a call from a good friend of mine. I'll be right back.
All right.
Jim takes it. Well, no one can talk about it.
Talk about Yam?
Yeah.
Does this whole thing go up for everybody to see, or do you edit it?
We edited it.
Yeah.
We edited it down. We did the last one we did the most fast forward method. It was 2 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What did it end up being, do you know?
I don't know what you chopped it down to. I'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming out tomorrow.
We're trying to. You can't do something like this and have it be a 5-minute show. It's not like doing a walkthrough on a or something like that.
Right.
I mean, it's more of a style type thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it's not scripted, that you just talk about whatever. So, some of it, but the first, I think 25 minutes or so, like you did for the KT one, was perfect. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Could you just like a KT show?
KT's an interesting study. Yeah. He's one of a quick scoper, that's sure.
He's what?
So he's one of a quick scoper.
He is very good at that. I don't know how he does it, man.
I don't know.
I was in that lobby, I think you were there, and
yep.
Billy was there, and Yam obviously hosted it, and 1 on 6, and he just kicked our ass. I don't know how the hell he did it.
So I had to
7 minutes 17 or something like that.
I had to take a call. It's a guy I owe him. He gave me his wife's frames, that she loves these frames, and she wanted lenses in them. And I sent them to the lab to get made, and this is the first time a packet has ever got lost, and it had my buddy's wife's glasses in it.
Now he's calling you looking for him.
Well, I offered to pay for it, so he was just asking some details about it. But that just sucks. I mean, I've worked there for close to 4 years. It's never happened, and the one time it does.
You ever deal with Silhouette Optical?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and my mom works for them.
What does she do?
She's the administrative assistant to the sales manager for the Northeast or something like that. She knows the owner. I mean, she goes to Austria all the time with the owner because they're an Austrian company.
Right.
So she works. I think she works directly for the owner in some capacity as well. So
they don't do it anymore, but they used to make some of the fucking weirdest glasses ever. Some of the weirdest shit you ever saw in your life. They used to make.
They make those ones with the bendable frames that you can twist and bend. They're like lighter than a credit card.
Yeah.
You can take them and go and snap right back.
Yeah, they're in there $500 a piece. So.
Yeah. It sounds like I'm in the wrong business. So you just closed a. How big of a deal was that? $600,000?
$665,000. Yeah. I don't get all that, but I made on Friday, I guess, when I closed the deal and finally got the order, which, this is one of these things, I've been working on a national account, right, because I'm a national account rep. I've been working on one national account now for over 5 years. And I've been with this company for 12 years. I've been working on one account for over 5 years. And it's, you talk to people and you get samples sent and they're going to approve them and then they change their mind and then you got to go through pricing and it's a whole drawn out thing, for 5 years. And then this thing came up 3 weeks ago and they're like, hey, we need, 150,000 square feet of stone. And, we talked to them about using tile instead of stone because there's a lot of benefits over that. And so they went with half stone and half tile, and I finally got the sale on Friday, closed, confirmed, and it was great. It was the biggest sale. It was Friday the 13th. Biggest sale I ever had.
On Friday the 13th. Wow. Yeah. So your family's going to go on a good vacation this year.
Well, yeah. There's the whole, you don't get paid on it. I don't get paid on it until we get paid at the company. We don't get paid at the company until the company puts in a requisition to get money from the owner. The owner doesn't put the requisition in until the tile delivers on site. It takes 4 weeks to get the tile delivered on site because it's in Italy and India. So I'll get paid on this sometime in October probably, or November.
Sweet. Party at Shiz, baby.
Yeah. Over.
You going to buy the airline tickets?
For the party. Oh, look at that. The Ace just hit a home run. There you go.
Hey, I was just telling everybody that if I hit the lottery, I'm going to take care of everybody. It's like I'm buying every single one of you guys a 1,200-point Microsoft card.
Generous.
I'll take it.
If I won the lottery, I'd have a party and bring everybody together so we could all meet each other.
I would definitely do that.
So
I didn't make enough to do that on this sale, but I made about $35,000 on Friday, so not a bad day.
Not a bad day at the office.
Not a bad day
right?
at all.
So, the IRS guy is definitely not going to see this.
Yeah, no, they can't. It's got to be top secret. I'm getting paid under the table on that. The sad part is, along with 3 kids, I have an ex-wife, and 2 kids.
So that means, is she going to get a taste of this?
Well, she gets a taste of, she gets $30,000 a year cash from me.
Wow. Has she got any kids?
Yeah, well, my 2.
Oh, okay.
And then she has one of her own. So, they take, the New York State laws are crazy when it comes to child support with the fathers, and they take 27% of your gross salary, 27% of your gross salary, and you got to pay it cash. So I got to give her $1,200 every 2 weeks cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great. So when she can't ask for any more. So when I get a day where I make $35,000, then you know, that's good.
That goes into your bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
So what if she remarries? Is she remarried?
She remarried, yeah. The only thing that does is, New York outlawed alimony. I don't know if it's New York or the federal government or whoever, but in New York there is no alimony. There's spousal maintenance, and that's only good for. She had to be living with a guy for 6 months. Once that 6 months was up, I stopped paying that. So I was paying this child support, and I was paying spousal maintenance on top of that. So it was, you know, it was somewhere in the, it was like $3,200 a month in cash out of my pocket that I was giving her. And this was coming off of the heels of a divorce where, you know, I took all of the debt because I felt bad and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I had $40,000 worth of credit card debt after the family split. I took all that debt.
So when did you get divorced? How long ago was that?
It's got to be 5 years now. 5 years.
Wow. So was it a friendly divorce?
What's that?
Was it a friendly divorce or was it a like knockdown drag out?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. We didn't go to court, but it wasn't very amicable. You know, we're fine now. It's, you know, we're not best friends, but we're raising kids together and separately. We're both remarried. It's fine now, but yeah, at the time, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
Well, see, you got a good reason to sing the blues.
I do, except I'm a rock star, so.
Well, surely, you can do a blues kind of thing. You gotta have that down.
Yeah, no, we do some, you know. My guitarist is big into the blues, and we play a lot of stuff like that. So, you know, before the show, if we're doing a sound check or just warming up, we'll do a blues in E, and we'll just kind of jam E, and then, you know, go to A, and then whatever, and just go from there. Just jamming, you know, 5 guys jamming.
12-bar blues. Yeah.
So we play songs like Cream, like Sunshine of Your Love, which is kind of in a blues thing, even though there's, you know, it's like do.
Yeah, that originally is a Robert Johnson song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes back before my time.
Well, it goes back before my time too. It even goes back before my dad's time.
My dad's brother was 23. Well, he was 20 back in the late 60s, early 70s, and he was taking all that music, Cream, and like he loved Led Zeppelin and all that stuff. And tragically, he was killed in a car accident. He went over a cliff out in Colorado, and I inherited those albums. And he's got there's some really good stuff. Like Jethro Tull. I don't know if you know much about Jethro Tull.
Oh yeah.
But Jethro Tull was one of the first bands that made a box set, so to speak, album. And he had that. I have that.
Cool. So do you have a turntable? Can you play the vinyl?
Yeah, I got a USB turntable. You know what? Those are some really good tunes. But, you know, it's funny, even though you got CDs now, you got digital music, and I've got my opinion about digital music, because digital music can be really good or can be soft, depending on how it's made and, you know, what's mixed and everything. But when it comes to vinyl, if you get a good turntable and you're kind of scratch the vinyl, that's a really good sound music.
Yeah, I have a turntable. I don't have a whole lot of records. My car was broken into back in the 80s, and I had a million albums, and they were all stolen along with a guitar.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got like 500 albums.
I never had a turntable or anything like that, you know. But I kind of grew up on, I guess, cassette tapes, and then the tail end of the cassette tapes into, when I was in high school, everything was CDs by then, you know.
Yeah.
And now everything's digital, so.
I remember the first time I went over to a guy's house and he had a CD player. You know, he's like he had like 8 CDs. It's like,
yeah,
woo!
like a big deal. $50 each.
I still remember the first time I heard Dark Side of the Moon on CD, and you could hear, you know, like I had the album, the cassette, and then the CD, and you could hear things on the CD that you could never hear on the album or the cassette. It was so clear. Yeah, like the voices, you know, in the background when they do their voices, you know, like the that kind of stuff. The little I can't pronounce it.
Intricacies.
There you go.
That's the word.
That's the word.
So did you guys?
Those little nuances that they put into the music that were in the background, you could really hear on tape or on the album. When the CD came out and you cranked it up, you could hear it, and it was like it blew what was left of a small mind.
So, do you remember the first time you ever played video games with an actual headset? Because when I started out, I just had the TV, you know. But then I got a headset, and it's like, wow, there's a lot.
These?
Yeah. What kind is that?
These are the X12s.
Now, what do you use for the PlayStation?
Turtle Beach P11s for the PlayStation. So I got the X12s and the P11s.
So they're probably pretty comparable.
Essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
They're the wired, cheapest version of the Turtle Beach. You know, I can hear everything. It's good. But
I'll be honest with you, I think it's been maybe a little over a year for me since I've used a headset before I didn't use a headset.
That's what I was going to say. Black Ops was my first online multiplayer, so first time I used headsets. And I didn't even have, I got it in Christmas of 2010, not last year, 2000. And I didn't even start playing multiplayer probably till April. So that's when I started playing with headsets. I've never gamed much on multiplayer. In fact, I didn't do any gaming on multiplayer before Black Ops. So that was my first true multiplayer game.
Well, everything
else I played, like Mafia 2 and The Godfather and Vice City. What's that?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Played that stuff.
So did you like beating up people and killing innocent people?
Who doesn't? I mean, you know, you come home from a day at work and you just want to shoot somebody and you can't. And take it out on the girl that's standing on the street corner and Grand Theft Auto, you know.
Just beat her to death, you know. Just like start punching her
first. She's a prostitute, so you take her in the car first, have your way with her, then you get out, kick her ass, take her money back, and then you run from the cops.
So do you think that turns ordinary, regular people into criminals, that kind of shit?
Yeah. I think if you're mentally screwed up enough, it doesn't matter if you're playing a video game or not. You're just gonna do that stuff. You know,
if you're fucked in the head, you're fucked in the head, man. It's that simple.
Exactly.
You know what? My wife is on jury duty, and she told me just yesterday. You know, she's not supposed to tell the people this.
You can't tell them anything.
But it's a murder trial.
If it's on YouTube,
And it was kind of high profile. A couple of years back, this guy killed.
James, you can't talk about it on YouTube. You cannot do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it? Don't do it? Okay.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay.
She's getting in trouble for that.
Grounds for a mistrial.
Yep.
But let me just say this: the guy in question is a bad dude.
You can't do this on YouTube.
There's some fucked people out there. That's all I'm going to say. There's some seriously fucked people.
There really is. I mean, you watch some of these movies, right, like Saw or something like that, and for the people to have the idea to do this stuff, you know that it came from somewhere. They had to be reading a book to have the idea to kill somebody that way or do these kind of murders or whatever. people are. You talk about human nature in your set. I'll be interested to get to the kind where it talks about the mentality of humans. Compared to like animals kill for food, humans kill for the fun of it. I don't know if you're ever going to touch on that stuff, but that's a topic for human nature that you can definitely touch on. How messed up the human race is.
Well, yeah, I might bring on somebody to help talk about human nature. Have somebody to bounce ideas off.
Yeah,
so far the three you've done have been awesome. So,
did you know the only animal that kills just to kill is a cat? A cat will. I'll give you an example. I'm a hunter, and pheasants are very susceptible to like cats, and they found one cat had killed in excess of 50 birds and hadn't eaten any of them. They were just found the carcasses.
My cat's done that.
Killed just to kill.
I've come home and found a dead bird in the fucking living room. Like how that happened?
You did witness it.
Yes, my wife is saying that's circumstantial. It's like how do I know the cat did that?
Your wife did it?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so that means you're killing birds and leaving them on the floor.
From whatever that movie was with Michael Douglas, was it? When they boiled the rabbit.
Boil the rabbit. Did you
ever see that movie?
Oh yeah. See, that's a movie that gives dudes second thoughts about ever cheating,
Yep, that and the $13,000 or $3,000 a month in child support.
What would you do if you had all that fucking money, man?
Are you kidding me, man? I would have. I don't know. I'd be in a huge house. I would be not having to stress over these, like selling, 2,000 square feet of tile. I'd be working on these big monster projects. I'd be taking every other week off. I mean,
driving
my
a
wife and I
Viper.
make combined very, very good money. Very good money.
You'd be getting cheese on every hamburger.
Who's like? Yeah, it's like, I can't think about that stuff, because
It drive you fucking crazy.
my kids are 8 and 6, so I got 12 more years of this shit.
12 more years. Here, why don't you just get the judge to give you the kids, and then she have to cough that shit up to you.
Yeah, I thought about that, but it would never happen. It never happened. She wouldn't owe me any money because the way they do it is they take your combined salary, and then they let's say we make $200,000, and I make 150 of that, and she makes 50. So I would have to pay 75% of everything. She would have to pay 25% of everything. So then I'd have to give her the difference to make up for. So she doesn't have a job right now.
So do you ever think that maybe these laws were written by women or something?
They had to. What guy would have signed that into law?
They've got a convoluted, fucked up way of doing it.
No dude
I don't know exactly how it works. They just actually changed it here so that it favors. I take this back. It doesn't favor the male, but it's more fair than it used to be. They just changed the law. I don't know exactly what it is, but one of my friends, he was kind of happy because they changed it a little bit, and he gets to keep a little more money in his pocket. But
well, don't ever figure out how they do it. I'll tell you that. That means you're in the shit if you have to do that.
I hear a woman's voice. Is that on somebody's TV?
Not mine.
yeah, it's probably mine.
Or is that your wife?
That's my wife, Shelby. Named it for the Mustang.
That's sweet.
Literally, her dad named her after the Shelby Mustang.
That is sweet. Does she have a brother in Mach 1?
Nah. No, he was a real asshole, and he was on a motorcycle ride one year, around the 4th of July, and he wasn't real smart. He had his hat on forwards instead of backwards, and it blew off, and he turned around, instinctively, you
want to grab that hat, yeah.
To get his hat back. They were 2 by 2, and he turned right in front of him again and got cut in half. Couldn't kill the other guy too, but he was an asshole, so I can't feel too bad about it.
What was that?
4th of July, like 5 years ago.
No helmet law in Minneapolis or Minnesota?
No.
You guys don't have a helmet law?
No. No. You can ride free and clear, let your hair blow in the breeze, but most people wear helmets.
See, I'll tell you why that is. That's because your former governor, Jesse Ventura, his actual head looks like a helmet.
You had the body, and you had the Terminator, the Governator, or whatever it was.
Well, you guys had Elliot Spitzer, so there, take that. Take that.
We got Cuomo now, though, so we're good.
Yeah, you got client number 5, or whatever he is. Is he client number 5?
Number 5, yeah, I believe. Or no, was it 5 or 9?
Client number 9, whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Hey, man, he's got his own talk show or something now, so he's doing well.
You know what? In this culture, you can be turned out to be an asshole, and it's like as long as you apologize and about 18 months go by, you're good. You're good. Look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is back on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I think Tiger Woods got a bad rap from the public, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think he should have. I don't think his personal life should have meshed with his golf game so much, where people were questioning him everywhere he went during every tournament, taking his mind off of golf. And, I'm not a huge Tiger fan, but, it's like whatever happens in the guy's personal life, leave it there. It's not, I know he's a public figure or whatever, but leave it there. Whatever, it shouldn't come onto the golf course.
But that shit's juicy, man. That shit is it's too hard to resist, man.
Well, he slept like 9 porn stars. I mean,
yeah, he wasn't into like the little mousy things. He liked them bigger than life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a juicy story. I just think the media takes things and blows it up.
The media loves juicy stories.
I wish it would have been. I wish it could be Tiger. I wish it could have been Tiger.
Well, he's won 2 times this year, so.
So he's back. He's back. Don't worry about Tiger. He's all right here.
Oh, he's set, yeah.
So what about Kobe Bryant? Nobody remembers his shit anymore. I mean, he's back in good graces.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, you got A-Rod, admitting the steroid use, and everybody's all over him, and then now he's back in the home run chase, and the all-time home run leader, and it's like nothing ever happened.
So what do you think about the Roger Clemens thing? He got off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to prove whether somebody lied or not without having solid proof that he used steroids.
I don't know if he did or not. I don't know why that got concerned. I think it was a blackmail thing. I don't know.
Oh, come on now. Come on. Fuck. Are you serious? You actually think that maybe he didn't use steroids?
No,
I'm not saying
I think that at all.
Steroids.
But I'm thinking maybe, this McNamee kept, why do you keep somebody's blood in a vial for...
Well, why does Monica keep the dress that Bill just on, I mean, she could look at it and praise it and...
and blackmail people with it.
Yeah, masturbate to it.
Well,
yeah, I think that's what happened. Is you have a reason for keeping that kind of stuff, and it's not because you cherish the guy whose ass you took it out of or wherever you took it from. The blood.
Yeah, it's like Bill Clinton, like Monica saved the Spoogie dress.
Yeah, right. So she could use it against Clinton. I mean, it's the dark side of people. It's like, oh, I can get rich or get famous, get my name out there by doing this one thing that's going to screw somebody else. You know, and I'm not saying Clemens is innocent by any means. I mean, look at him when he pitched with the Red Sox versus when he pitched with the Yankees. He's a completely different person. Just like Barry Bonds. If you look at Barry Bonds, when he played for the Pirates, he was like 180 pounds.
He was skinny. His specialty was stealing bases and shit.
Yeah. And then he goes to San Francisco and he's a meathead. You know? I mean, like, huge. He obviously took steroids. You know, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, all these guys, they all took steroids.
They look like comic book characters. I mean, seriously.
Some of them do. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, yeah. I mean, they got big upper bodies and big forearms. And
I did in high school football, and it's like, it's unbelievable what they do to your body.
I thought you were going to say you did steroids.
You bulk up, you wouldn't believe. But by the same token, other things don't bulk up.
Speaking of bulk up, hey, Shiz, show us the guns. You know, Ken did it.
I don't have guns, man.
Ken did it the other day.
I have no guns.
Oh, come on. You got him.
You want to see my cards? Here's my wood.
That's me. Me and Flex are about the same.
Yeah, you guys got some guns.
Oh, bullshit.
I got big arms. That's all I got.
Shit, my 6-inch cigar.
I got Indian Club forearms.
I got forearms. I mean, I got you know, a little something going there, but
yeah, you're like fucking Popeye. Have you ever crushed a controller?
Yeah, but not in my hand against a wall.
Actually, have you ever thrown one?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you hear me play the game. You hear me play. You hear me talk. You know, I've taken this and slammed it on the ground and lost this thing, and I had to go buy a new one. You know, $60. Got to go buy a new one.
I got a box that's been broke.
Yeah, I have a box too. This is my fourth or fifth of these, and I've been playing this since Black Ops. So I mean, you're talking about just over 2 years, probably.
So.
I haven't broken an Xbox One yet, though.
I think Dead Space 2, I had something there that I twisted the damn thing in half. I mean, I snapped it.
Okay, so this has to do with my human nature discussion. Why is that? Why do we physically damage a controller that we paid for? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I think it's, for me, you know, I have a lack of patience. That's one of my characteristics or traits of my personality, is I have a lack of patience. So I want to be good at everything without really trying, you know? Not without really trying, but I expect myself to be at a certain point and be excelling, whether it's, you know, I got to learn this song and I should know this song already. I can't believe I don't know it yet. I'm pissed at myself. To
a certain level.
I can't believe I got killed again for the 5th time in 5 minutes. I should be better than this.
So do you get that mad if you like fuck up, like you're playing a song and you do a boo boo or something? You get mad like that too?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, I just want to do it once and do it right, you know. And I know it requires, you know, because when you're playing a song and you're learning the song for the first time, you have to learn it, and then you have to, you know, you have it in your head like this is the way it goes, and then you get together with your guys, and they know a part of it, and they know a part of it, and you got to work to make the song happen. You can't just get there and play it and it's perfect the first time. You got to work at it. Mm-hmm. And I think we're all like to the point where we get frustrated with each other, we get frustrated with ourselves that we're missing parts of the songs, and I was supposed to change there, I forgot to go to the A from the E, blah, blah, blah. So when I'm playing here by myself and, you know, I don't want to rewind the song 50 times going over the same part over and over. I want to get it done and move on. Same thing with the game. I want to be good at the game so that I can do more in the game, you know, and make it better for myself. So when I'm dealing with lag or I'm dealing with, you know, teammates, not sub-1 teammates that aren't playing objectives or whatever, I get angry if they're not talking it out.
Okay, so even if you are playing with friends, every now and then sometimes maybe a friend may not be playing the objective, they may not be doing call-outs like maybe they should, or they're, I mean, you know, you can't exactly attack like a friend. I mean, you can like really get pissed off at a random, but you can't do that with a friends. But like inside, are you like, God damn you, dumbass?
I get pissed. I don't say nothing.
No, I mean, I think, you know, I don't. I enjoy playing with all the guys I play with, whether it be Modern Warfare 3, you know, PlayStation, Xbox, or Battlefield. I think our Battlefield team is a little more communicative, and just because we're playing together every night and we know each other's play styles and we know who's good at what, and you know, like SM will jump into tank and steal somebody's tank, and I'll jump into the gunner, and he immediately switches and says, "Here, Shiz, you drive." And he knows I'm good at driving the tank. I know that he's got my back to repair the tank. Now, there's other guys that are in the platoon, some new guys maybe, that don't yet know that when I'm driving a tank, I need you to repair the tank when I'm under fire. I don't need you to be... It doesn't help any of us if you're firing a 50 caliber machine gun at the tank, because it's doing no damage to the tank, and all it's doing is getting us killed because nobody's repairing us. So I can't really say much other than get out, repair.
Yeah, you don't want to blow up on a buddy.
No, and I don't. You know, I'm very good about that. You know, sometimes I'll catch myself if I see a tank driving off with nobody in it, and I'll be like, "That son of a bitch left us here." And it turns out, I remember it was Jack Decker one time. I said, "That asshole took the tank and left. You know, he should be back here picking us up." And all of a sudden the tank stops, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, it's got to be one of us." And sure enough, it was Jack Decker. And I'm like, "Sorry, Jack, I didn't know it was you." He's like, "I had no idea you guys were back there. I would have came got you." So, you make it. It's a video game. You can't, really berate friends over.
Right, but it is a video game. But the fact is, you're not playing it casually. You're playing it seriously. You're playing. I mean, you're trying. I mean, you've got something invested in this game. This is not just like playing solitaire. I mean, this is like there's something more invested.
I'm trying to, in Battlefield, I'm trying to win every game. I'm not necessarily doing that. I am trying to win every game. I'm not as good at Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops as I am in Battlefield. I'm a good Battlefield player. I'm not great by any means. I have a 1.14 KDR, but I have a 580 something score per minute, which is pretty high. So I get points. I know how to get points. I know how to help the team. When I'm playing with Sub 1, I don't have to think about it, because there's guys that have higher SPMs than me. There's guys that have higher KDRs than me. There's guys that scored tons of points games more than me. There's guys that don't score as much as me. Everybody plays their part. Throwing out ammo, throwing out med kits, calling out where enemies are, taking out tanks, taking out helicopters. Everybody plays a part. If you look at our Sub 1 games where we have Sub 1 or OGs top to bottom, we never lose. And we're not better than other players. We're just better as a cohesive team.
Right, you play better than you.
Yeah. When you play with randoms, I still want to win those games. But now I have to think about it, and that, I'm a very competitive person. I mean, I wouldn't be in sales if I wasn't a competitive guy, I've done extensive studies. People have done extensive studies on every sales rep's personality at our place, and I have one of the most assertive, aggressive profiles of any of the salespeople at my place. So, I mean, and that's inherent in who I am. On anything I do, I'll be the leader. I mean, shit, when we were going back to the crap days, I kind of took over what was going on with Allie so that I could kind of run the show, even though it was his thing. Whatever. I kind of stepped up to the front and said, I'm going to be a leader of this clan. I came in late. Ben Joga was there before me. Bad Dog was there before me. Major League Rex was there before me. But I kind of stepped up and said, I want to be a mod. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. And I just kind of took the lead. And I think, I've done similar stuff with Sub 1, at least on the, you guys were both there before me. And then I came in on the PlayStation side and said, let me be the leader of the PlayStation side. And I think people kind of look at me as the leader. So, sometimes, I mean, it's a gaming community, whatever, but, I think everybody looks up to me in that sense as the leader of the clan, on the PlayStation side. They kind of let me talk the talk and do what I have to do against, like if you read the post we had the other day about the guys that were not playing the objective and how I kind of lit into them. Everybody got a kick out of that, and they kind of let me do that because that's...
You're kind of like the coach. You're kind of like the coach.
Yeah, exactly. The coach.
You're definitely more like you're more like the... who's the Green Bay Packer coach I'm thinking of?
That's Lombardi.
Yeah, you're more of a Lombardi than a... You're more of a Lombardi than a Tom Landry.
Well, I mean, if you put it into perspective of our military first-person shooters, the guys in the field, that are there, I don't know if you're the grunts. I guess I'm the sergeant of the grunts, or if you go up to the officer level, I'm a captain. And then you got the guys that are the lieutenants that are leaders of the. If you go to the platoon page, you got the lieutenants there, SM, Denjoga, Bad Dog, those kind of guys, and Fett, Robert A. Fett, Boba Fett, and all those guys are, they're all integral parts of the clan, and everybody kind of has their own. They play their own game, but they all play together, which is kind of what I like. And I don't rage as much when I'm playing with them. The only thing I rage about, and everybody does, it's not just me, is the lag in Battlefield that we face every night.
I read about it.
With all these games, they all lag. You start wondering how much of it's stuff.
You know what?
How much is actually the game, and how much of it is somebody hitting a flip switch.
I must have a pretty decent internet connection, because I hear everybody talk about, both systems, both games. People are always blaming lag. I mean, if you hear in the lobbies, you'll hear people bitching about, I dumped a whole clip in them. Well, you maybe dumped a whole clip in them because your aim sucks.
Yeah, true. I mean, but there's times, especially in Battlefield, there's times where I can say to myself, okay, I missed. I just didn't get my gun around in time, or I was off the mark to start with, and he got more shots directly at me. But there's times where legitimately I'm firing my weapon into the side of a guy's skull from 5 feet away while he's looking in another direction, and you can see.
And then he turns around and kills you.
Boom, one shot, dead. And I think it's because, again, I don't have the greatest internet connection. Denjoga's got a better internet connection than me. Rock's got a better internet connection than me. But I get 20, 23 down and 2 something up.
That's good. That's good. That's more than good enough.
It's a B plus compared to everybody else in the country.
That's fine.
So if you're playing somebody that's got a 10 down and 1 up, their ping is probably not as good to the server either. So what's happening on your screen hasn't yet happened on their screen, right? So you're ahead of them. However, the system waits for them to catch up, and they may have a quicker reaction time in the time that they have on their screen. So that when they turn and shoot you, you haven't begun firing yet on their screen.
Right,
They put corner eye and turned and shot you. That's why you fall over.
Well, see, you can definitely see that sometimes, because like Call of Duty, they have the kill cam, so you can actually see what the other guy saw.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like, on my screen, I started shooting at him first, but then when you watch the kill cam, on his kill cam, I didn't even start shooting yet. It's like...
I had a perfect example of that the other night, which is, I didn't join the monkey turd because I didn't want to be raging about it all night, And it's the first time I've played Modern Warfare 3, especially on the Xbox in a while. I played on the PlayStation in the Clan House, but this is the first time I played on Xbox in a while. In fact, I still got 6 hours of double XP from when we got it last time.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since I played. But I jumped onto the new maps, and I'm running up to a guy who's running towards me, and I swipe with my knife, and I fall over dead. And he hadn't done anything yet. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? So I watched the whole kill cam. Usually, the impatient person that I am, I'm skipping through the kill cam and come back and die again. So I watched the kill cam, and it shows me run up to the guy and stand there, and then all of a sudden he swipes at me and falls over. And I'm like, but he never swiped. I swiped first.
And you never even saw yourself. You never even took out your knife.
On the kill cam, I never took out the knife. I just literally ran up and stood in front of him, and he stabbed me. And that's not what happened on my... I mean, you know, if you go back and look at the video that they record, it shows you what happened in the game. Which is why I want to get like a PVR or something like you guys have, so I can record what really happened and then compare it to what happened in the game.
I'm surprised you don't. I'm surprised you don't do that.
Yeah, I've had the button. I've had on Amazon or Hop or whatever it is. I've had it filled out numerous times, and it's like $200 or whatever it is to get the thing. And I've had the send button to pay the bill, and I'm like, it's a video game. I can't do that, you know. And you can do Modern Warfare 3 already, you know, with the in-game recording. Battlefield doesn't have that.
Battlefield doesn't have it, so nobody's recording any Battlefield because I don't play Battlefield that much, hardly at all.
Charlie, I went with the rock seal.
Yeah, I heard that wasn't as good. I mean, I don't
quality, but it's good enough so that you can tell what's going on.
Well, it works like a charm. I use the Roxio for most of my videos, and yeah, I mean, you can get one of those for $70.
I think a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but there's people out there that are using business class cable connections. You know, they're going with business class, which is quite a bit more powerful.
But you know what? I don't even know if that makes
causes some of your lag.
I don't even know if that makes that much of a difference because you know Track or what's he call himself now?
Les G.
Yeah, Les G. You know, he was one of these people who's always bitching about, you know, dumping a whole clip into a guy and the guy turns around and one shots it. Okay, so he is like, guess what? I got new, you know, fiber optic internet. Okay, that's as good as that's like Cadillac. That's Cadillac internet. And playing with him, he's still griping about that shit.
I think some of it becomes inherent in you when you play. I mean, if it just becomes, you don't even realize you're saying it. It just, oh my God, I jumped a whole button on him. I mean, it's just an excuse of why you died, you know. I mean, I think a lot of it, I catch myself a lot more lately not being as verbal with the things that are going on in the game, like saying, oh my God, I can't believe I still say it quite a bit, but not as much as like every kill now. You know, I have games where I go 19 and 25, and you know, I still finish pretty well on the leaderboard, and I'm, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 times in that game saying, I can't believe I emptied a whole clip into him. I wonder where this asshole's from. He's got to be from Zimbabwe or something like that. I'm always saying stupid stuff like that. And I hear him, you know, it's not me. It's not just me. Everybody's. We have a thread on the Sub 1 forums called Lag. It's 24 pages long. I mean, you know.
I know. I check in with it once in a while, and it's like, the thing is, how can you make? I mean, when you're looking at the logistics of what they're doing, you're playing a video game here, and somewhere a whole, you know, hundreds of miles away is another guy playing a video game, and this information is traveling through fucking telephone wires and cables and shit. How the hell does it even work as well as it does?
Well, that's the thing is, I don't think it's gonna get any better. We just got to deal with it the way it is. Both games are great games. Really great games. It's just that one aspect of the game. The only thing you could do to change it is to put a max ping level on a server for Battlefield, for example. So anybody above 20 ping couldn't play on that. You know, but what that means now is I can't play. Maybe I can't play with Flex. I can't play with Freddy. Right, because Freddy's in San Diego and I'm in New York, and if the server's on the East Coast, I'm going to have a 15 millisecond ping, and Freddy's going to have a 45 millisecond ping. So he's not going to fit under that 20. So they'll never do that because it's never been easier to play with friends. That's their motto for Battlefield. They'll never do that.
Well, it's like Lucky, you know. I mean, he puts core all the time, and guy is like a phenomenon. I mean,
yeah, he's playing with Lucky.
I don't know if it's headshots all the time but it's like it never seems to bother him. I mean, the guy goes
Some people are just fucking good. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, I see the same thing with Yam. I play games with Yam, and he's going nuts on people, and I'm like, how the hell I can't kill a guy?
Well,
and
hey,
it's because I'm so far away from you. That I mean,
give me my props, man. Come on, it's all skill, dude.
I know, but you know, even the videos that for example, the videos that you post of your games, even Black Ops where you win 30 something and 2 or whatever, 38 and 2, whatever that game was, you're shooting people and you're hitting them with 3 bullets or 4 bullets and they're dying. You know, it's like boom, 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 dead. The way it should be. That's the way it should be every time.
That's what it should be every time.
I'm taking a light machine gun, like an M60 or an LSAT or something, RPK, right? I'll use guns that are familiar with Modern Warfare that are also on Battlefield, RPK or the
yeah, I know what those are,
right? And they got 100-round clips in them, and I'm shooting at a guy from maybe 20 feet away with a light machine gun, and if I finally kill him, I look down, out of 100 bullets, and I got 46 left. I shot 54 bullets to kill this one guy. That's just, it's not right. It shouldn't happen that way. Meanwhile, I got a guy with an MP7, which is, he's just running around blowing my head off with 3 shots every time. Boom, 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 I'm dead. So that's what.
But don't you gotta feel like sometimes, sometimes the lag, fucks you over, but then sometimes the lag fucks your opponent over. Sometimes you get the benefit of being the lagger more than the laggee.
Yeah, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm more the nail than the hammer. I have.
But see, I think that is human nature. I think everybody thinks that all the time. It's like, God damn it, I'm getting a bad connection. You don't think about it.
You can tell. I mean, when somebody
the
leg switch, you can tell.
I know, but when you're doing good, you're thinking, I'm a badass. I'm like, I'm so good. But when you're doing a bit terrible, it's like fucking lag.
Well, I went 21-0 the other day on a game in tank, and I tore people up. I couldn't miss. Every shot I had, I was killing somebody. I was killing people. I drove by a doorway and just turned the turret and shot a random shot in there and killed a guy. It's like, that's the way it should be every time, because I'm a badass. I know how to use a tank. But then, like I was saying on the forums the other day, or today maybe, playing with SM, he's complaining about lag, and at the end of the game, he's 22-9. I'm like, well, how bad could it be? I went 7-8 in that game. You went 22-9. How bad could it be?
I'll tell you this. I have played with you, boy. I have played with you where you have a game where you go like, 18-9, and still you were during the game you were griping and bitching, but you came out with twice as many kills as deaths, and like a lot of people would love to have your score.
Yeah, I think that's a Modern Warfare. That's rare. I'll tell you that right now.
No. You're actually a pretty good ass player. You're a very, very aggressive player. I can tell you that.
Well, that might be a lot of my problem is that I'm very aggressive to the point where I just put myself in situations where I get, I'm easily killed. I'll go and get one kill on a guy, especially in Battlefield. I'll knife a guy, in front of 4 other guys, and then I'll just end up dead, and then I'll come back and try to do it again, and they'll know I'm there, and they'll kill me again. My own stupidity gets me killed most of the time, but again, my ego isn't going to say it's my own stupidity. Right. It's going to be lag, or it's going to be, he's head glitching behind a wall, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's cheating somehow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
It's like, aren't you?
Oh, hell. Oh, he's the definition of a running gun. Yeah.
I proves I'm a running gunner.
That's it. Well, none of us are campers. Has anyone ever accused me of being a camper?
No.
No. I like submachine guns, and I like, being on the move.
Walmart camps to a point, but, even he doesn't he's a hardcore camper. I mean, he camps, but...
He's good at it, though. He's good at it.
I mean, I play games where, I sit in the spot and never move, man. I mean, 2 or 3 times. But you'll still stay in the same spot. You'll forget about it. You get involved in the game, run back by, and you get you again.
Well, so do you get that kind of thing where you get taken out by a camper? It's like, God damn it, I don't care how many times I die, I am going to get that guy. And he ends up killing you over and over again. It's like, you know, he ends up getting like a big ass streak because you just like refuse to let this go. I'm going to get that bastard, even though he's a better shooter than you.
No, I brought it up. Vito brought it up. He said, don't do it, because when you're coming back and do it over and over again, you're just making that fucker laugh. You know, he's just having a time with you. He said, go the other side of the map and take out somebody else. But just somebody else, my ego won't let me do that. I gotta go back and get that little bitch.
I had a game the other day on Battlefield where I needed one more MVP ribbon to get a medal, right? And we're doing this July medal competition, so the more medals, the better. And it's hard to get an MVP medal in Battlefield. You got to finish ahead of 23 other guys to get it, you know.
Right.
So I'm halfway through a game and I'm in first place, and I don't know, it was a team deathmatch. I was 12-2 or something at this point, so I was having a good game. And I ran into a room, and there's a level 51 colonel sitting there in a corner with a shotgun. Boom, kills me. So I'm like, what the hell? And so I got pissed at this guy because he's sitting in a corner, level 51. He's not some, you know, new guy. He's been around for a while. And I'm not talking level, I'm talking Colonel 51. So he went through the 45 levels to get to Colonel, and then 51 levels on top of that. So he's at level 90-something. So sure enough, I go running back. I got to kill this asshole, blah, blah, blah. I go running back there. He's in a different corner. Boom, as soon as I walk through the door, I'm dead again with the spies. Now I'm really pissed off, so I got to go get him again. I must have died 5 times before I finally got a kill assist because somebody else killed him while he was shooting me.
I bet you were pissed. I bet you were pissed that you got the assist.
I was interested. I lost MVP of the game. If I had just forgot about it and went and said, you know what, let him sit in the corner. I don't care. He's having his fun doing what he's doing. I'm going to go kill somebody else. I probably would have got MVP for that game, and I would have got my medal for that game. I mean, I got it a couple games later anyway, but it's that kind of mentality that I got to go get this guy because he's not playing the kind of style that I want him to be playing, you know, which is running gun style.
Yeah, I guess it's human nature. You want him.
Yeah, it is human nature.
Revenge, cheap shots, and you get him back.
Well, if a guy is camping and he gets you twice, it's like, I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna let this guy get away with that. I don't care if he gets me 100 times. If I get him once, we're square.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that, you know, I got his tags or something in a couple games later, and I'm going, yeah, I got you for killing me 5 times on No Short Canals.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, some dude got my tags. I don't even know who that asshole is, you know.
Yeah, so he might kill you over and over and over again, but the one time you get him, everything's square.
Especially if you take their tags. I mean, you know, that's always the best revenge when you take somebody's tag.
Well, have you ever teabagged anybody on the battlefield?
Yeah. I teabagged a sub 1 guy once, and he got, and I won't say who it is, but he sent me a message the next day saying, that's it, I'm not playing with anybody from sub 1 again, blah, blah, blah. He's still around, by the way, and he's one of the main guys, but he wasn't too happy about it. So I was playing on Xbox one time, and I had taken Corey's tags twice, and I get a message later on that says, I'm just about over it. And I said, I wonder what he's talking about. So the next day, I joked about Corey was pissed at me about getting his tags. He's like, no, I was pissed because you teabagged me. I'm like, I didn't teabag you. I just got yelled at by another guy for teabagging. I'm not going to teabag you for that. I said, trust me, I would never, ever do that. You know, I learned my lesson with this other guy. So I kind of pick and choose who I teabag. You know, somebody's really, really got to be an asshole in order for me to teabag him. Like somebody that's camping with a sniper rifle in the back of a map somewhere just picking you off. If I could flank him, and he's killed me and a bunch of guys like 3 or 4 times, if I can flank him and take his tags, I'll teabag him. But,
there you go. So obviously, you know, you have been teabagged, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I just laugh at it, really. You know, it's all. I don't know. You read those forums on Battlefield, and you know, it's all the 12-year-old mentality of the teabags and you know the bronies and all the stupid shit that they got on there. It's just kind of it makes you laugh a lot of the times. You know, if somebody gets me good and nice me and teabags me, I probably deserve it. You know, because I probably pissed them off one way or the other to begin with. Just like. I mean, if somebody's going around just teabagging for the hell of it, it doesn't make much sense.
So, do you think it would be a big feature if a video game came out with a deal where you could really, like, not just teabag somebody, but you could skull fuck them? You could have an animation.
I don't know if that would even be rated M from sure. I mean, you'd have to go a whole other.
Well, I mean, you know, you're not going to actually whoop out your little avatar dick, but I mean, you're going to like. You thrust it into their skull.
I mean, I think I think anybody would be willing to do that kind of stuff, especially the Battlefield community, which is such a piss poor community. At least on the Battlefield forums, I think they would love it and eat it up. And if EA did it, or if any future video game did it, they'd be all for it.
Yeah.
So I would, you know, I don't have time for that. I got to move on to the next kill. You know, before. In that game specifically, I move and I never stop moving. I don't sit in the corner. Even when I'm capping a flag in a tank, I'm constantly moving the tank because you sit still, you're dead. I mean, you're going to get sniped or you're going to get shot from somewhere or you're going to get knifed or you're going to get C4'd in the tank. So I don't have time to teabag somebody because usually when I do it means I'm getting stabbed next or something by somebody else.
So EA and Activision, if you want to buy this idea, it's like, right after you kill somebody, you've got to, you know, there's got to be some extra control combo that you can push, where your guy skull fucks the dude.
That's right, Activision customer service, and you know they get back to you all the time about problems with Elite and stuff. So maybe they'll get right back to you on this too.
Well, you know they probably love it. Yeah. Hey, you know, Black Ops 2, supposedly you can really customize the way your guy is going to look. I think that's a great idea. I don't know why games haven't been like that.
Yeah, I think that's cool too. I mean, you know, you look at the guys that are in Battlefield. Well, I mean, if you look at the guys that are in Modern Warfare, they all look the same. I mean, all the African guys look all the same, except maybe one's wearing a heavier suit for blind eye or whatever the hell it is, you know. And then you go into Battlefield and you got, you know, every support guy or every assault guy on the America team is a black Marine wearing all the same gear. You know, they may change the camo. That's the only thing you can customize right now. All the support guys look exactly the same. All the recons look exactly the same.
Don't you think it would be great if you could have your guy, like, he looks absolutely individualized?
Well, it's just like Wii. You play the Wii and you create a me character. And if you're playing tennis, you know, in Wii or baseball or whatever you're playing, it's you up there. It's your little guy playing tennis. I mean, it's the guy you created. I think that would be great for.
I'll tell you this. I spent a lot of time on my me character to try and get him to actually look like me, and I did. I think I'm pretty happy with the results.
Well, just your Xbox avatar guy looks like. I mean, I look at my brother's Mustard AA. I look at his and. I'm like, you could just tell that's my brother. You know, it looks exactly like him. It's just like him.
I think so, Flex. I think yours looks like you.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. In the later versions of Guitar Hero, you could play as your avatar in the back end. And that was cool. Yeah.
Hey,
my hair's a little long right now.
Yeah. What if you could take a screenshot?
My hair's should down, so yeah, my avatar does look quite a bit like me.
What if you could take like a webcam shot of your own face and stick it on your guy? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Or at least have the facial features like molded to the guy, you know? I mean, with you know, I got Kinect over here now. I look at Kinect and it says recognizing Shiznet23, you know?
It is amazing, isn't it? If somebody else steps in front of it, boom, it recognizes who that person is. It knows who it is.
Yeah, I mean, it surprises me that EA doesn't have that already with Battlefield or Medal of Honor because they have it with, like, you can customize your characters in Madden or NHL or any of those. You can customize the sports figures in their sports games on EA Sports. So I'm surprised EA doesn't have it for Battlefield or Medal of Honor, the games that they come out with. So I think it would be an interesting idea, though.
So are you?
That new Medal of Honor was going to do that.
Maybe
I don't know. I haven't heard. But
I haven't looked at it. To be honest with you.
So are you guys looking forward to Medal of Honor?
I
mean, I'm going to get it now because they're giving out the code for Battlefield 4.
Okay, so that's the reason you're interested, because of you get the beta for Battlefield 4. You're not interested in Medal of Honor itself?
I just think there's, I think there's enough left for me to do on BF3 that it'll take me to BF4 next year. I mean, I'm only level 40 something so I got 60 levels to go still to get to level 100, and then I'm at the top. I can't go any further. So, I'm not going to
sunset. When do they sunset 3 in March next year or something like that? I think
for Battlefield 4.
No, for Battlefield 3. When are they going to kind of turn off Battlefield 3 and pick up Battlefield 4?
I think the beta is going to be sometime March of 2013. So
okay.
I think that's when they're, because they're going to come out with Armored Kill in the fall, then they're going to come out with Endgame and then Aftermath.
So they've got it basically. They kind of copied the way that Call of Duty Elite Premium is set up. So now you have like a subscription for the DLC. Or do you think that's good, or do you not like that?
I mean, I think it's good. I mean, you pay.
Well, you save a little bit of money.
Save about $10.
That's assuming that you're going to buy every single thing.
Which I'm going to.
Right, but if you weren't planning on buying every single thing, then it may not be a savings. But
no, I mean, I think for premium, Battlefield Premium, the stuff that it unlocked for you was not worth the unlock. The new having to unlock assignments to get new dog tags, having to unlock assignments now to get new camo for 4 weapons. That stuff wasn't worth the money.
Well, you know why they did it. They didn't do it for us. They did it for them. I mean, I Call of Duty Elite Premium is not for the player. It's for the game company.
No, I know. For them to make money.
I like. A lot of people didn't like it, but like if you buy a used copy, you have to pay $10 or whatever.
I think that's such bullshit. That seems like such bullshit.
It is bullshit to a point. But what it might do is it might keep this game market alive.
It will, but what I worry about now is, which I haven't, I guess, thought of, is Battlefield 4, for example. Is it going to be a next generation console game, or is it going to be Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 game?
That's a good question. There you go.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah.
They were supposed to unveil the new console in 2013, so...
Well, so, are you going to get one immediately?
No.
Really? Really?
No, I probably won't.
You're so hardcore.
I just got an Xbox 360. I just bought it.
Yeah. I'm familiar with your trials and tribulations.
Right. And I only had the PlayStation for about 2 years, so, I mean, it's brand new for me. So I don't see the, obviously they're not going to make as many games for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, but, I'll just keep playing Battlefield 3 until I find out that 1, Battlefield 4 is any good, and 2, whatever next generation console is out without any glitches or problems in it.
Right. Well, what if all your friends migrate?
I guess I'll have to, give some of them up.
Well, the other thing is what's the price point going to be? That's the real question.
See, I told you about Shiz. I told you this, Flex.
I say that I probably won't, but I'm like, I'm an impulse buyer. If somebody's got something, I gotta get it. Like, we're talking about photography on on the forums with them yoga, and he's saying, "Oh, I got a $1,000 macro lens that takes these awesome pictures." And, you know, here I am the next day researching macro lenses for $1,000, and he suggested a book. I bought it the same day.
You know what? It's like okay, so this is video games is my thing. So I mean, as a thing, some of the shit's kind of expensive. I mean, relatively. But you know what? It's like I have a buddy who restores Jaguars. That's his thing. Yeah. I mean, compared to that, this is nothing.
No.
This is like tiddlywinks, you know, as far as how expensive it is. So I'm.
Yeah,
I just had to snort coke in a Lear jet, and it's like, you know, me spending this amount of money on video games is fun compared to that.
I mean, and last year I bought a new Xbox, which cost me, what, $399? I bought Battlefield 4 twice. I bought Modern Warfare 3 twice. So what's that, $240?
And you bought the premiums.
Bought Elite twice. So there's another 60. I bought Premium only one time so far. I haven't bought it for Xbox yet. So there's anher 60.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I bought a PlayStation. I got the deluxe one. You know, I got a new headset. You know, they cost $100. I got Modern Warfare 3 and Elite on both systems. I have Battlefield on both systems. It's like I have two HD PVRs. I bought one, and then a better one came out, and it's like, oh shit, I have to have the better one.
Well, but my point is, you know, it's $1,000, but that's nothing if you think about it. You know, I'm getting use out of this thing every single night. You know, and every day. Yeah. Even if it's for 2 hours a day or an hour a day. You know, I played for 45 minutes before you guys came on here today, just to kind of get my mind off of work and all this, you know, shit I have to do at work, and, you know, my disciplining my kids, and you know, the stuff, you know, just real world stuff that you have to deal with every day. Just to be able to sit down here and shoot fake people on TV and bullshit with friends, it's worth $1,000 that I spent, you know?
Yeah, you know what? You could have season tickets to the fucking symphony or the opera, and it costs a lot more than that.
I know. I mean, for $1,000, there's not much you can do for $1,000. I mean, like I said, you go to a concert, it's gonna cost you $200 to go to a concert. And you know, you're gonna get out for 3 hours or 4 hours one day. You know, you can do that 5 times a year. I can do this every single day. Not that I do it, but
well, the escape factor too, and it'll get you away from reality for a while.
Right.
Sometimes reality sucks, man.
It does. Well, that's why my wife's like, how can you sit there and watch, you know, this video game and play this thing for, like, you know, she's like, I want to go get a massage on Saturday. I'm like, go ahead, take all morning. You know, I got a gig. I teach at 4 o'clock on Saturday, and I got a gig at 3 o'clock on Sunday. So I'm like, I'm trying to plan time when I can play the game, you know, because I'm going to be with her probably after the gigs, both days. So I'm like, yeah, take all morning, you know. I'll just play my video games from 9 until 3. She's like, I can play for 6 hours. I'm like, because I don't have to mow the lawn. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I don't have to think about work. I don't have to think about kids because it's a kid-free weekend this weekend because they're with our extras.
You know what? It's very intense. Playing these kind of games, it's very intense. When you're playing, it's fucking, you know, you're into it.
You're into it. Time flies playing this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
Just immersed in
it. Yeah, I mean, you do really... I was supposed to come up to bed with her, I don't know, Monday night, I guess. She, you know, it was like... She said, go... I got schoolwork to do at 8 o'clock. She's like, go play video games until 9:30. I said, yeah, okay. Come get me at 9:30. Well, sure enough, I'm playing, and I look at the clock, and it's 11 o'clock. I'm like, holy shit. I had no idea it was 11 o'clock. I go upstairs. She's pissed at me. I thought you were going to come up and hang out with me at 9:30 so we can watch some TV and go to bed. I said, I thought you were going to come down at 9:30 and get me. I didn't realize I shouldn't have to get you.
There you go. Put it on her. So that's the way. That's the way to do it.
But so I had to do a lot of apologizing and promising that I wouldn't play certain nights and only play till 9 last night and blah blah blah. So now I gotta do something with her tomorrow night.
It works out for my wife and I because we both come from technical backgrounds. We both do computer stuff, and we've each got our own games that we play, and so it works out all right.
So what's your wife's favorite game?
What is your favorite game right now? Rock Band.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, she likes Rock Band quite a bit.
You guys play together? All right. The family.
We got everything. We've got the guitars, the drums, the keyboard. So.
You know, my wife likes to play. She likes to play chess on the Nintendo DS.
I mean, my wife really doesn't have time for games because she works a very stressful job, like I said, at the hospital, and then she comes home and she's got the job of being a mother and
But you got to get in the kitchen and rattle those pots and pans for you.
Yeah, except I do most of the cooking, so. But she's got schoolwork to do too. She's going to school, so she's like, you could tell she's just exhausted at like 9 o'clock, ready to pass out. So the times we do get together and watch TV, I make it sound like we don't do anything together. We spend a lot of time together, so we just do it before she passes out on the couch.
Yeah. So what's your favorite TV show? What do you
right
watch?
now? It's Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that.
We love that show. But also, How I Met Your Mother is another one that we love that show. It's a great show.
Hey, I watched a movie today. The guy, he used to be Doogie Howser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, he's in How I Met Your Mother.
He's on a Netflix. It's called Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog.
Really?
Yeah, it's a short movie. It's only a 45-minute movie. He plays a mad scientist who's trying to get into this club of mad scientists. I recommend it. It's pretty funny.
Dr. Horrible.
Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog.
He does a lot of Broadway. He's very talented.
He sings in this. It's kind of a musical.
Very talented guy.
Yeah. Did you used to watch Doogie Howser?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I like the way like it had all the conflict or whatever seen the show and it all wrapped up with him and and stuff. I thought that was cool.
Well, always at the end of the show too. Speaking of blogs, he's always like typing into his computer. He learned a life lesson. And he's recording it on his little computer diary.
But he didn't do anything until How I Met Your Mother. Like he was just not around. He did a lot of Broadway, but I mean.
No, wait a minute. He was in a film. He was in what was that movie where the aliens were bugs? I can't remember the name of that movie, but that was an awesome movie. Anyway, he played in that.
I don't watch alien movies or ghost movies because they freak me out and I'm scared.
Really?
I don't watch them anymore. I won't watch like Saw and stuff like that. I'll watch Freddy Krueger because it's more the campy, the predictable campy movies I'll watch. But that where it gets really.
Here's my mentality with it with movies. If I can fight it off in real life, then I'll watch it. If it's going to turn its head around and climb up the ceiling and just come through the walls at me or take over my body like a spirit or a poltergeist or something, I won't watch it. If it's an alien that's going to come down and rip my face up, I won't watch it. But as long as I can fight it in real life, like Saw, I think I could probably take on Jigsaw and maybe at least kick him in the nuts before he kills me. At least I have a fighting chance. The other guys, you can't fight a ghost.
Okay. Here's a little secret letting out of the bag here. For anybody who doesn't know, Shiz is a dude who likes chick flicks. I said it. There you go. What was the last one you saw?
I didn't like chicks, but I do. My wife liked. Twilight was the last one that I saw.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, you know, it's. You have to do it. You know, it's as a favor, not a favor, but.
Well, you owe it. You know, it's like.
You owe it to the wife. With all the shit she puts up with me, it's like, oh, the new Twilight's coming out. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I kind of got into it. You know, even though when I grew up, you know, vampires were Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, you know, sucking blood, and here we got these, you know, shiny, sparkly vampires that are like.
And they're sensitive.
Very, very sensitive. And they don't suck blood. They're not scary, and they're in love with this very plain human, and they're fighting with this werewolf that doesn't know how to wear a shirt. You know, it's like,
well, you know,
it's just not the same as Interview with a Vampire or Bram Stoker's Dracula or something like that.
Now, see that Gary Oldman, that was a good ass movie.
That's what I'm saying. That was vampire movie.
That's a vampire, baby.
This is not. Yeah, but I will not go see The Notebook or. You know, anything like that.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Well, here you go. Here you go. How about this? Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Nope.
The Yaya Sisterhood.
I watch movies like Letters to Juliet or Under the Tuscan Sun because they're in Italy, and you know I've been to some of the places. I've been to Cortina. I've been to Verona. So some of the places that are Cortona, not Cortina, Cortona and Verona. So I've been to some of the places that are in these movies, and when I watch them, it kind of takes me back to being in Italy, you know.
So do you like the Matt Piazza?
What about like Piazza?
No. Do you like the Matt Piazza?
I do, because it reminds me, like, I don't know if you remember, but I put together a whole thing of the real city in Italy that looks like Piazza. I put it on the forums.
Yeah.
I walked around Piazza and took pictures of them. And like it's like here's the pastry shop, the pasticceria that they have.
See, I don't have to go to Italy because I've been there in a video game.
There you go. Same thing.
I'm a numbskull. The last movie I saw was what was that? That's My Dad. What was it called?
That's My Boy.
That's My Boy with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
Stupid as all hell, but God, it was.
I'll bet it was funny.
I watch any stupid buddy movie like that, Dumb and Dumber, or anything silly.
Dumb and Dumber is one of the best movies that's ever been made. I'll tell you that.
I was disappointed when I found out they were going to make this sequel.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, they were going to make a sequel, and Carrie backed out because something the studio did.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't be as good. I'm sorry. It's like you can't the magic is not going to strike twice on that.
Well, just like they're coming out with now Anchorman 2. I mean, I thought Anchorman was a great movie, but no, The Hangover was a great movie, and The Hangover 2 was equally as good, I think.
No. The Hangover 2 just it wasn't quite as good. I'm sorry.
I thought it was good. It wasn't as good as the first, but it was.
I didn't catch that. I haven't caught it yet.
Oh, I actually saw the chick version. What was it, Bridesmaids?
Yeah, that was funny.
It was kind of funny, but it wasn't as good as The Hangover. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, girls. Yeah.
You got to find your feminine side, yeah.
There's something with Hangover about a guy pulling out his tooth with flares that just Mike Tyson is cool.
Or Mike Tyson in the face.
guy in the truck that comes out and beats his crap out.
Yeah, I laughed at the guy that jumped out of the trunk, kicked shit out of that guy.
Yeah. The monkey. Yeah. Okay, here's a movie classic. Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh, God.
I mean, that was a good one. I'm sorry.
Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher, right?
Exactly. That was before Ashton Kutcher was, the big star that he is now.
Yeah, it was like his first major movie after that 70s show or whatever.
Yeah. Now, what about American Pie and all those American Pie movies? I love those.
The first two I thought were good. I thought they started getting silly down the road,
I love the first one. I thought that was great.
Stifler's
Mom. When
Mom.
it first came out, I didn't see. I forget what it's called.
Stifler.
An American Wedding, and I thought American Pie and American Pie 2 were good, and after that, I went downhill.
You know what? We stayed in the hotel, some fancy hotel. You know the American Wedding, the hotel that they were at. We stayed at that hotel, and Anne was really excited about it. We had to go rent that movie. And it was like, oh yeah, that's that ballroom. Oh yeah, that's that courtyard. You know.
I just loved it. My music quickly. I had delivered it last night. Well, I delivered for supper tonight.
You had liver?
I had it last night.
Why? Did your mom come over? So Shiz, do you have any particular weird food that you like?
Weird food? No, probably not. I mean,
well, you're Italian, so you probably like a lot of Italian food.
I do, yeah. I mean, I like what us Americans consider Italian food, which is not real Italian food. You know, like chicken parmesan, for example, doesn't exist in Italy. Fettuccine
Well, it's like Mexican food. It's like Mexican food the way we have it here. I mean, oh, that's right. You're in New York. You've actually never seen Mexican food.
Not real stuff, you know. I mean, we got a lot of
Mexican food's very bland. It's you know, chicken stuff like that. It's not like here we have beef tacos and.
Well, whatever you want to call it.
Italy, and you get the food in Italy, it's not covered with sauce and pasta. You know, like you get a piece of chicken this big and a bowl of pasta with sauce all over it. That's every Italian restaurant here. You go to Italy, you get like they made pasta that morning with pumpkin ravioli that they made the pumpkin. They cut it up that morning and made the pumpkin ravioli and boiled it fresh or whatever. And the cheese is all cut fresh that day, and you know, the fish was caught out of the river that day or whatever the hell it is. You know, it's like completely different food. It's
not like the cheese came from.
Are you trying to tell me that Olive Garden isn't the real deal?
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I mean, oh my God.
Olive Garden. I should send you some pictures in the photography section. One thing, you know, I like to take pictures of landscapes. My wife takes pictures of food everywhere. Cruises, dinners that we have with people, like our wedding, for example. Any dinners that we have in Italy, she's always taking pictures of food. I should send you some of the pictures of food, or at least post them on the forum under the photography section, and you see the difference of the food. It's a huge difference compared to what we think Italian food is and what real Italian food is.
Well, okay, there's a chain. Okay, Olive Garden is a chain. There's another Italian chain that we have here in California. It's called the Macaroni Grill.
Yeah, we have that.
And you know what? That is like 100 times better than Olive Garden. Olive Garden is like the lowest. That shit is vile.
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't know if you have Carrabba's out there.
No.
Carrabba's.
Yeah, we do.
It's part of, I think it's part of Darden Restaurants, which is Outback. No, it's not. Darden is Olive Garden. It can't be part of Darden. But anyway, it's a really good. It's better, way better than Olive Garden, but along the same chain as Olive Garden. Whereas Macaroni Grill is more, I think, family style, if I remember correctly. The bigger portions and stuff.
But the food actually tastes good at Macaroni Grill.
Yeah.
The food at Olive Garden is disgusting. I mean,
well, it's all salt, and I mean that's what I mean. It's not Italian food, you know. It's not fresh.
I don't even know if it's food.
It might not be.
There's balsamic vinegar at Olive Garden. It's like drinking weasel piss.
Yeah, well, if you've had Italian food at Olive Garden, that's like saying you've had steak at Sizzler.
Well, Flex, my wife actually went on a tour last year in Italy of a Parmigiano Reggiano factory, a balsamic vinegar factory, and a prosciutto factory. So while I was working at the trade show, she went on this tour, and she got to sample like 14-month-old, 24-month-old Parmesan. And then she got to sample 14-year-old balsamic, which is like a syrup. I mean, it's like very thick. You use it mainly for cooking. You don't put it on salads or anything, you know.
Right.
And she bought some and brought it home, and it's phenomenal. I mean, the taste of it, you wouldn't. It's very thick, like a syrup, versus watery like a balsamic vinaigrette or something like that. But it's amazing. And then the prosciutto was aged 18 months or whatever it is that they do. So
one of this food is back when I used to drink, not that I drank much, heavily, turkey gizzards. You ever have pickled turkey gizzards?
No.
It's an acquired taste.
Ever have what? What is it?
Pickled turkey gizzards.
Oh, yuck.
You gotta be drunk to
Dad, are you having the Beverly Hillbillies do your cooking?
I don't have anything that weird. I mean, I'm a pretty standard guy, like steak and potatoes and, anything I can make. Ribs, I make really good ribs.
Beef or pork?
I love making ribs.
Spare ribs, pork spare ribs.
Yep, I got a smoker. I do all that stuff. I do like pork tenderloin, ribs, fish.
Well, Tony likes to use a smoker. Are you a smoker kind of guy?
No, I have what I'll do with ribs is just like bake them in the oven for 3 hours at a low temperature so that they're just like about to fall off the bone.
Yep,
and
that's a good way to do it too.
And then put them on the grill for, 10, 15 minutes just to heat them up. And then, like, literally you can pull the bone right out of them and just eat them. And, you put the spices like dry mustard and paprika and cayenne pepper on as a rub before you cook them, and take all the juice and mix the juice with barbecue sauce. And, it's not like St. Louis style or real Texas ribs or anything, but they're really good.
Yeah. Well,
I got a smoker.
I like smoke.
Make sure it melts in your mouth.
I just got patted on the head.
I saw that.
Hey, honey, you're on YouTube. Just kidding. So, I do like Tony Roma's and Chili's ribs. Those are good.
We don't have a Tony Roma's here. The closest one I think we have is in Rochester, which is like 3.5, 4 hours away.
What's the same as Chili's?
Yeah, Chili's I like. I love Chili's.
Yeah, I always get the big one. I mean, I just can't stand the idea of getting only a half a rack. You got to get the full one. So you got a pretty good head of hair there, Shiz. Why are you wearing a hat for?
I don't know. I had a hat on today because I went to my in-laws, so I figured I'd just wear it. Usually I have my hair like flipped up in the front, like a cool dude. I got my sideburns going over here.
You've got like almost a military haircut. You guys look like you're in boot camp, man.
My hair's actually long right now. My wife cuts my hair. It's usually like a picture, like my avatar.
This is me with a comb over.
A whole hat. You can put a hat on out of that.
This is me with a comb over.
Yeah, I'll take the hat off. Leave it off. Show you my beautiful silky head of hair that's turning gray for such a young guy.
Well, you say young guy, in this company maybe you are, but as far as video games, you're a fossil.
Yeah, I got reminded that the other day when I was playing with some 15-year-olds, and they said I was probably an old guy who lives in his mom's basement and wears sweatpants and blah blah blah, all this shit. But I'm like, you know what? I got 3 kids and I'm 35, and I'm like, why am I arguing with a 15-year-old?
I was fine with that. May be true, but I'm gonna get laid tonight, and you're not.
or I'll just pass because I don't feel like it.
Well, I know I couldn't say that because my wife's in bed every night at 9 o'clock, so it ain't gonna happen.
There's nothing cooler than like a 9-year-old with every
This is weird. I'm getting an echo from Flex coming from Shiz's computer.
Yeah, I'm giving feedback now. I don't know what.
I don't know. You're breaking up a little bit on me, Flex.
Yeah.
Oh.
Try pulling the mic a little further away from your mouth and see if it has any effect.
How's that?
It's okay. How long have we been on this call?
What's that here?
How long have we been on this call?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours?
Yeah, we probably better wrap her up.
You know, we keep saying, Flex, we keep saying that we're gonna try and keep these more compact, but every single one has gotten longer than the one before.
I know, but it's like, start talking, and it's like, there's so much stuff, you know, and it's pretty fun. I was going to have some topics for it. And
I know, we were going to do that. We were going to have like a checklist and everything, you know.
You was all amped up, though, so you forgot.
Yeah.
No, I gave you topics to talk about. We talked about them all. So.
You know what? To be honest with you, we touched on pretty much everything I was planning on talking about. I mean, it wasn't, you know, A, B, C, but just, you know, that's just not how guys talk. And that's what this is. This is like a guys shooting the fucking shit. The gamers shooting them.
And I like to talk, so I mean, I could talk all night, but it's midnight now, so.
All right. So we should probably end this podcast. So I've got an idea. Like, at the end, of course, we have to do our gesture. Have you seen the gesture, Shiz?
No.
oh, yeah.
Okay, Flex. Okay, on the count of 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're not ready yet. So that was just a dry run. Okay. So we haven't really beat the name of our podcast into the audience yet. So Shiz, we're gonna let you do the outro. Basically, you know, thanks for watching Bulletproof Underwear with your hosts Flex and Yam. This is Shiz signing out, and then when you say that, we're gonna do the gesture. Okay? So are you ready?
You just make that face?
Yeah. You just make the face, get real close to the camera, and freeze. And then we'll do it when we edit it. We'll do a fade out.
Okay.
Anytime you're ready.
1, 2, 3.
No. No, you got to do the outro. Do the outro.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it, right?
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do the outro. Okay, this is official. All right, so thank you. If you have, by any stretch of the imagination, made it to this point in the podcast, so, you know, this is Bulletproof Underwear, featuring your hosts, Flex, myself, Yam, and of course our very, very special guest, Shiznet23. So we'd like to say, have a good evening.